You know, every now and then you got to kind of force yourself to kick back a little, take the day off, let go of some of life's stresses, and rest and relax just a little bit. And that's what this last weekend was about. I went out Saturday afternoon for an overnight hang in the big woods. Got a little breezy, so that made my choice of campsites kind of limited. Picked a really nice spot on the side of a hill. Tried out a new recipe, tried out some new equipment, including batteries for my camera, and here's how it all went down. Stick around. Well, it's finally starting to feel a little bit like spring here in extreme southern Michigan. About 60 degrees out right now in the Lost Nations State Game area. I'm out on a solo overnighter, just kind of a rest and relaxate sort of a deal. R&R. Been a rough couple of weeks. Nothing too out of the way, just a lot of work. Put my band back together. Now I'm doing a solo show a couple times a week, and my band's playing. It looks like we're going to be playing pretty steady. So that's working out for the good, but a lot of stuff going on, and needed to kind of draw back just a little bit, step back, and relax a little. So I'm out solo. Going to try out a couple of different things tonight. I got a new tarp that I'm going to put over my hammock here. It's a camo poly tarp that I bought at Menards for $10. 10 by 12 tarp, not too bad. And going to try out a couple of food things. Now, I've had Spam before. In fact, I can almost say I grew up on it. Spam, yeah, I was a fan when I was a kid. I think my taste buds have probably matured a little bit, but I've got the single serve Spam with the pita bread. Going to cook portobello mushroom caps and lasagna out here tomorrow, or later tonight. I've got the Mountain House lasagna, so I can't really take credit for the lasagna. It's just boiled water. But do the portobello mushroom caps. I'm gonna give those a try. Something new, and they're lightweight, so you know, they're not something extra heavy to carry out in the woods. Usually, I like to carry the Mountain House or the MRE style stuff, the freeze dried stuff, because it's freeze dried and it carries pretty easy. Not real fond of carrying fresh food just because it carries more weight and water, but with the mushrooms, and occasionally, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I like to bring an onion and some venison steak out and cook that too, because you know. But I'm just wandering the woods today. This is was a short hike, about 35-40 minutes into the woods, and the same back out. But for the most part, I'm just out here to kind of rest and relax a little bit and have a good night. And it's supposed to rain tonight, so I'm going to throw the tarp over the shelter here in a bit. First thing I'm going to do is have my sandwich in just a little while. A couple other things I'm going to try out. I'm going to try to get a lot of footage with the camera that I'm using right now. It's a Sony Handycam, and I bought 2 of these batteries. These are like 6-hour batteries for that camera. It comes with a much smaller battery that I think is good for about, I don't know if we can find it. Here it is. This is the battery that came with my Sony camera. It's not top of the line camera, not the bottom of the line, but that battery right there says it's good for 120 minutes. I'm gonna say bull crap on that. It's not good for 120 minutes. It's good for about 35 minutes, especially if the temperature's down at all. Got these on Amazon. Got 2 of these. They're Wasabi Power. I don't know if you can see that or not. 100. What do they call the NV100? Let's see, FV100. FV100, which these Sony batteries are classified as FVs. This is an FV30. This is an FV100. This thing is good for. It says it's like a 6-hour battery. I don't know if it'll do 6 hours because I've never gone 6 hours straight with it. But I know that a lot of the stuff that I've filmed in recent weeks has been on the battery that's in the camera right now, which I just threw on the charger last night, and it wasn't half down. I put it on the charger just to make sure it was charged for this trip. But I bought 2 of these batteries, the one that I have in my hand, the one that's on the camera now, and a charger on Amazon from this Wasabi Power for $36 or something like that, and with shipping it ended up being $41 and change. And then another company sold me these on Amazon. I have another camera This is kind of my bad weather camera, on the water camera. This is a Fuji Fine Pix, it's called. It's actually a point and shoot camera, but it takes video. It takes okay video, but it's a little noisy. But it's waterproof, shockproof, dustproof, freeze-proof. So for harsher conditions, I use this camera. My wife got me that for Christmas. That came with one battery, and to buy a second battery for that was like $40. But I went on Amazon and bought these two right here. Same exact battery, just it's a different manufacturer. Doesn't look the same, but it fits in there. Works just fine. I've tried them out. I know what I'm speaking about because I've tried them out. I wouldn't review them if I hadn't at least given them a shot. And those work. So I've got 3 batteries for each of my cameras. Now I just got to kind of stock up on the SD cards because I'm planning some longer outings here as the weather warms up a little bit. And well, there's our pile of firewood. That'll be plenty to get us through the night because I don't plan on having a fire all night. In fact, I'm just gonna use enough heat to make dinner and maybe sit around and poke for a little while, and maybe talk to myself. Who knows? And then that's gonna do it for our fire tonight. And of course, it's supposed to rain tonight too, but we should be all right. Covered up underneath the shelter all together. That's the new camo tarp, which that went up pretty easy, 10 by 12. And I'll show you the outside of it here before I take it down, and head home tomorrow. But the next up, we're gonna rig up and do a little bit of fishing. I got my Shakespeare collapsible rod there. It's down to what? Was that about 12 inches? 10, 12 inches, somewhere in there. And then when you expand it out, you get a 4.5 foot rod that I've actually had quite a bit of luck with this thing. Caught a lot of bluegill, a lot of bluegill, a lot of perch and crappie, and I've even caught a couple largemouth and smallmouth on it just to say that I could. It's a bottom of the line rod. It's not the best thing ever, but it packs up really nice. And then the reel that I'm going to use, that's a Shakespeare rod. The reel is a Shakespeare Alpha. And this is one of their kind of cheapy models. This one's got 2-pound test on it that I put on for ice fishing. I'm going to try that. And I brought another reel that has 4-pound test. I'm thinking the 2 pounds probably, because I'm going to be fishing from shore, the 2 pounds probably not going to hold up much if I get caught in snags and such. But I got some 4-pound. I got another reel with 4-pound test on it, so we'll use that too. And that's next up. Then we'll come back, cook dinner, and maybe get some sleep tonight, get a little bit of rest. That's kind of what this trip was supposed to be about.